And welcome everyone to NFL Week 17 and the Fumble Sports early week preview as we go through the early betting lines and give you some of our early fantasy advice. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Through the next hour plus, we'll go through every game this week and get some analysis from those who we appreciate their advice so much. The first of which being Lope at JLopeDog, DAWG. Lope, how are you doing this evening?
Doing really well. A little nervous about the big Dolphins Patriots matchup though, and the news about Tua. I'll admit that.
Yeah, what are we hearing right now? Is there any chance that Tua Tagovailoa actually misses that game?
There's talks that he's in the concussion protocol. I think there's conspiracies about what kind of PR look it would be if they send him back out there and you have another um, sack or a hit that knocks him out, like in the Cincinnati game. But
PR conspiracies, maybe not. PR challenges, I certainly agree with. But that said, I have heard that Teddy Bridgewater is getting the first team reps. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that matchup. Also, of course, want to give a big shout out to someone else who does a great job giving analysis, which is Adam at Spotter AJ. That's at Spotter AJ. Adam, hope you had a great holiday. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, real good. Everything was good over the weekend. It was much like everybody else. It's a whole slate of games. NFL, NBA. It was good. Packers obviously got it done over Lopes Dolphins somehow, some way. But unfortunately, my Bucks got pummeled by your Celtics. So take one and give one away. But yeah, all good.
That's sports. You get ground on one place, you give it up in another. But as long as you're getting in entertainment throughout your day, that's all that matters. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube, of course, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. We're going to go through every game of NFL Week 17 with those giving us analysis. And then after this show, we will jump over and answer all of your fantasy questions on YouTube and on TikTok Live. But let's start out tonight by first looking at the playoff picture right now. If the playoffs started today, unbelievable, but the Jacksonville Jaguars would be in the playoffs. They would be going up against the Baltimore Ravens for the opportunity to probably play the Buffalo Bills unless somehow Justin Herbert could overcome Joe Burrow in a crazy 6-3 matchup. What an outstanding matchup that could be. And then, of course, the Tyreek Hill Bowl is a possibility in the 2-7 matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins. On the other side, in the NFC, the Eagles have an opportunity to wrap up that number one seed this week against the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, the matchup that everyone's been hoping for is still on pace to occur. Can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secure the NFC South? If so, they'll probably face the Dallas Cowboys in that 4-5 matchup. Then in the 3-6 matchup, it's the Brock Purdy-led 49ers going up against Daniel Jones, who all of a sudden is looking pretty good on the road. Will be an interesting matchup. Obviously, the 49ers defense will make them a heavy favorite in that one. But then finally, you have the Kirk Cousins Bowl. The Washington Commanders right now have that 7 spot, and the Minnesota Vikings, hoping that the Eagles somehow trip up, are just on the fringes right now of that 1 seed. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. We'll be going through every game of the NFL week in the next couple of minutes. And of course, make sure you're hitting us up with your questions for fantasy, gambling,